Very good morning to all. Yesterday we talked about pre-romantic era and Thomas Grage's role. Today we are going to discuss Thomas Grage's poem Elegy written in a country churchyard. This poem contains 128 lines and it talks about human mortality. Let me explain first what do you mean by an elegy. An elegy is a poem which laments the death of someone who is very much near and dear to the writer. Thomas Grage's Elegy written in a country churchyard was first published in 1751. Gray may, however, have begun writing this poem in 1742, shortly after the death of his close friend Richard West. Yesterday we discussed that it took almost 9 years for the writer to compose this poem. Elegy written in a country churchyard is noteworthy in that it mourns the death not of the great or famous people but of common men. The speaker of this poem sees a country churchyard at sunset, which impels him to meditate on the nature of human mortality. The poem invokes the classical idea of memento mori, that means remember that you must die. It is a Latin phrase that reminds all the mankind that each and every person or the creature who has taken birth on this planet, he is supposed to die. The speaker considers the fact that in death there is no difference between great and common people. He goes on to wonder if among the lowly people buried in the churchyard there had been any natural poets or politicians whose talent had simply never been discovered or nurtured. This thought leads him to praise the dead for the honest, simple lives that they lived. Gray did not produce a great deal of poetry. The elegy written in a country churchyard, however, has earned him a respected and deserved place in literary history. The poem was written at the end of the Augustan age and at the beginning of the Romantic period, and the poem has characteristics associated with both literary periods. On the one hand, it has the ordered, balanced phrasing and rational sentiments of neoclassical poetry. On the other hand, it tends towards the emotionalism and individualism of the Romantic poets. Most importantly, it idealizes and elevates the common man. Let us begin with the lines of the poem. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd wind slowly over the lea. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world to darkness and to me. First of all, let me tell you that this poem is composed in quatrain form. Quatrain means 4-line stanza. So this poem is divided into various 4-line stanzas and there are 128 lines in all. It means 32 stanzas are there in this poem. So we are talking about the first 4 lines. As the title indicates, it is talking about or it is rather mourning the death of certain people who were not given any kind of opportunity in their lives. So let us come up with the lines. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. Here the writer impacts or rather reflects that he talks about a background of the sunset. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. A curfew bell ringing. A curfew bell is ringing, and it is depicting that the day has ended. Parting day means the day is towards the end. It is the sunset time, we can say. The lowing herd wind slowly over the lea. The lowing herd means the cattle that are there with the farmer. They are feeling drowsy and they are moving towards their meadows where they are supposed to be tied during the night time. They are moving to that path very slowly because they are all tired or exhausted during the time period, during the daytime. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way, and the ploughman, the farmer who is accompanying these cattle, he is also feeling very tired due to the day labor, and he is also moving towards his home in a very exhausted manner. Here, the device that is used by the writer is the weary way. When he refers to, actually it is the transferred epithet. Why? Because the way on which the ploughman is moving, it is not weary. It is the writer. It is the ploughman who is weary. That's why here the transferred epithet is there. Means whenever one adjective is transferred to another, that is called to be transferred epithet. And leaves the world to darkness and to me. And the speaker of this poem says that they are moving to their original passage. The cattle are moving towards the meadows, and the ploughman, he is also moving towards his home. But the writer is left without any company. He is all alone, and the main thing is that it is the darkness, so he cannot meet the other people. So we can say that in the first stanza, the speaker observes the signs of a country day drawing to a close, a curfew bell ringing, a herd of cattle moving across the pasture, and a farm laborer returning home. The speaker is then left alone to contemplate the isolated rural scene. The first line of the poem sets a distinctly somber tone. The curfew bell does not simply ring, it knells. It knells, a term usually applied to bells rung at the death or funeral. From the start, then, Gray reminds us of human mortality. These lines are very indicative of the entire theme of this poem. So let us come to the next paragraph, or rather stanza. Now fades the glimmering landscape on the sight, and all the air a solemn stillness holds, save where the beetle wheels his droning flight, and drowsy tinklings lull the distant folds. Now fades the glimmering landscape on the sight. And the atmosphere, the particular environment he is able to see, the particular scenario he is able to see, that is also turned to be dim. Because we see that during the sunset, there is hardly any light. Means light fades. It is not as such as it used to be during the daytime. So the writer is saying, now fades the glimmering landscape on the sight. The sight which was visible in the daytime, that is now not very much visible. It is not clear. The light is not there. It is glimmering light. It is the faded light during the sunset. And all the air a solemn stillness holds. And we see that during the evening time, if we talk about especially of the villages, around 7 or 8, there are hardly any people outside. But if we talk about the cities, there are so many people walking throughout the day, throughout the night as well. But because here in the poem the writer is talking about the rural background, the village itself, it is supposed that during the sunset time or during the evening time, there are hardly any people who are walking outside. So the writer is saying that, and all the air a solemn stillness holds. The air is also very much silent. There is no hustle and bustle of the life that is there in the daytime. So the air is also feeling as if it is somber, as if it is lamenting the death of the people. Save where the beetle wheels his droning flight. The only noise, the only sound the writer is able to listen to is the sound that is being created by